Hey guys, how we doing today? I'm here with Linda. Linda, get a grip. Linda lambed. That sounds like a book. Linda lambed. Anyway, about 2 days ago. She was downright ornery at the end of her pregnancy, so it's nice to see her back and happy again. But don't we all get a little ornery there at the end? Okay, so Linda, I'm trying to have a chat here. We're going to talk about lambing and kidding, if she allows me to. And that things don't always go the way that we would hope that they would. There's Linda's son. Hello, chap. He came with a sister, but sister did not make it earthside. So it's just him. It's all right. It is what it is. It's been a rough year for a lot of people. So with that being said, I thought I would do a video on when things don't go exactly the way that they should go, and things to watch for, things to be careful of. If this is your first season going through this, maybe even if it isn't your first season going through this, sometimes things still just happen. So, for example, this little chap here was just in the house with me having a butt bath. So you can see like the back of his legs, nasty diarrhea, which is really oh my gosh, you're so adorable. You're a charismatic little dude. Nasty poops is very common in the first few days of being earthside. A lot of times it's yellow, it looks like mustard, and it's grotesque. And I call it colostrum poops. You can also see it when they transition then from when mom stops making colostrum to when she starts making real milk. Yes, ma'ams. Anyway, sometimes it's just some poops, some loose stools. You'll see it. It's not a big deal. Mom will kind of clean it up and go about her business. And sometimes it can get built up and it's really kind of gnarly looking. Okay, so it would be great in a perfect world to just say, okay, my girls are going to lamb and kid on their own. I'll check in on them once a day. They'll be fine. I'll toss some feed and it's going to be happily ever after. But don't do that. Make sure that you're assessing these girls. They've just had a major life change. Even though it's what they were created to do and to be able to do, doesn't mean that it always works out that way. So if you're diligent and take just a few minutes extra time to check in on things and make sure everyone's doing good, it's going to save you a lot of headache in the long run. So this little fella here, I noticed this. I had noticed yesterday that his butt was messy, and I was like, okay, she's transitioning out of colostrum and into regular milk. But then today when I came out, the loose stools have stopped, but there was too much caked in on his poor little butt, and had that not gotten taken care of, I mean, literally it can block off their rectum, so they can't pass anything, which of course is definitely death. It's kind of like pasty butt in chicks. We can talk about chicks and stuff another day, but the exact same kind of thing can happen there. So things to be careful of. So what did I do? Well, I brought him in the house. You can try warm water, heated washcloths, letting that soak on their bottoms until you can get it off of there. And then you can apply Vaseline to like the wool and the skin around so it doesn't stick like that again. So what I did is I took him in, we did the warm water soak, and I took some baby shampoo, Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo, yes sir, and applied that, and between all of it, we cleaned his little booty right off, and now everything is good to go. So make sure you keep an eye on your little one's poops, butts, and make sure that's all good in the hood. Okay, so now I'm over here at her neighbor, and this is Sunny, my one of my dairy goats. So she delivered like a couple days ago as well. This little one came out with a brother who did not make it earthside. We'll talk about the amount of loss that we had on this season another day. But so her poops have been completely normal and fantastic. However, this time it's mom that's struggling. So let's talk about things to keep an eye on with your ladies. Okay, so labor and delivery, it's traumatizing on moms, yes. They can be sore the next day. But it shouldn't be anything terrible and awful. But I noticed on her this morning she was standing in a way that told me something was wrong, and she was in pain and discomfort, which she was not displaying to me before. So that's definitely something that made me take notice. So I came out, and baby got up and was latched on nursing, and I got down there and looked, and milk was just pouring out of the other teat, which can be a sign of just, hey, she's got a lot of milk. But when I looked closer, I discovered that baby, what probably was happening is baby had a favorite teat, a favorite side, and was only nursing off of that one side. So the other side was completely not nursed off of, and completely full, rock hard, congested. So why is that a problem? Well, obviously, that's how mastitis can get in there. Anytime you have something that's blocked up in there, not draining, not getting moved, bacteria, funk will then hang out, get stagnant, and it's a bad day. You can see looking at her right now, she does not feel good. She does not feel good. So yeah, we're not feeling good. So what did I do? Well, twice now today I've gotten her up on the stanchion and I've milked out that side. I put some specialized udder balm to hopefully try to relieve that congestion. Again, warm compresses, and that's where mastitis can come from again, when it's congested, not being emptied, not being taken care of, and you can end up losing a side of an udder, which you do not want to have happen. So you can give her something for pain and swelling. That might also help. She does not have a fever at this time. That's one thing you're going to want to watch for closely. And if when you're milking her out, you're getting strings, chunks, disgusting grossness, you'll know when you see it. That's mastitis. Then you have to go to antibiotics, mammary infusions of antibiotics. That's just a whole other thing you don't want to mess with. If you can at all avoid it. So we're going to do frequent milking her out on the bad side. Warm compresses, the udder balm with the peppermint in it to try to reduce inflammation and clogging. And then really just kind of hope for the best with her. She also has some loose stools going on, which sometimes can happen just as hormonal shifts and stress of the body. All different sorts of things can lead to this. Infection, though, can also. So I'm keeping a really close eye on her. This is her first freshening, and she just is not bouncing back the way that I want her to. The reason I don't automatically just go and start throwing antibiotics at her is that is how you breed antibiotic resistance. See, she's putting her head in. That's new. So we're going to get pain meds on board as well and really keep a close eye on her. So like I said, you can't just have them deliver and then assume everything is going to be perfect, because sometimes it's not. And if you aren't noticing even the little changes, that's how you can lose your animals really quick. Sometimes it happens anyway, even if you're doing everything that you possibly can. This is not an easy business to get into. Anybody that says farming's easy, homesteading's easy, even hobby farming is easy are lying, because it's not. It is expensive, it's time consuming, it's an emotional roller coaster. It can be heart-wrenching. So this is not easy, nor is it for the faint at heart. But even in the crappy times, we take it, we learn from it, we move on. So that is what is going on here today. A lot of not fun stuff. So again, those are just things to watch for. Make sure you're watching babies' butts to make sure make sure they are pooping first of all. That's a whole nother thing if they're constipated. Then you need to look at enemas or mineral oil going in the mouth. So babies and pooping is a big one. Mamas and how is their udder doing, and milk production going. Moms and placentas, make sure they are passing those placentas within 12 hours would be great. 24 hours tops. If not, that's a whole nother discussion that we can have. Keep an eye on your mamas. Take care of them so they stay with you a long time. And just love on them babies too.